Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Welcome to Sid Meier's Civilization 6, an early access campaign. So we're streaming right now live on September the 29th, 2016, and my Twitch viewers have decided we're going to be playing our very first time as Trajan, the Roman leader, the Roman civilization. All roads lead to Rome, it says. Let's read a little bit about Trajan. All roads lead to Rome. All cities you found or conquer start with a trading post. If in trade route range from your capital, they also start with a road to it. Your trade routes earn +1 gold for passing through trade posts in your own cities. We also have the Trajan's Column. All cities start with an additional city center building. Starts with a monument building in the ancient era. We have the Legion Roman unique classical era melee unit that replaces the swordsman. Okay. We can also build a Roman fort. The Bath, a district unique to Rome for city growth, replaces the Aqueduct district. It provides the city with a source of fresh water from an adjacent river, lake, oasis, or mountain. Cities that do not yet have existing fresh water receive up to 6 housing. Cities that already have existing fresh water will instead get +2. Must be built adjacent to the city center. In either case, the Bath provides an additional bonus of +2 housing and +1 amenity. Must be built adjacent to the city center. We have a new subscriber, OMG, a poo-poo laser. Yes, indeed. So Trajan, game difficulty, Prince, standard game speed. We will do, I think we'll do continents. Twitch chat kind of seems like they want to do Pangea, but I want to be able to use boats in the campaign as well. We will do standard size. These are not all the game options that will be in the full build. This is a pre-release build, so there are a few features that are not in. Right, we only have 1 difficulty, we only have 2 game speeds, etc. You will see the full slew of options that you're used to seeing in Civilization 5 in this title once it does go live. For those who are wondering, if I'm not mistaken, it is October 21st that it will be available.
Water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Cast your net wide, O Trajan, Emperor of mighty Rome. Your legions stand at the ready to march out and establish the largest empire the world has ever seen. If you can truly get all roads to lead to Rome, yours will be an empire of great riches and luxuries. Surely then our citizens will proclaim you as their best ruler, the Optimus Princeps. Cool.
Now, you will notice that Civ 6 is a distinctly different art style than Civ 5 and its predecessors. It's much more, I don't want to say cartoony. It's more animated. I don't know how to say it in a way that makes sense. But we've already gone through the bonuses that we get. Let's go ahead and begin game. All right. So we're going to immediately begin. I think for the moment at least, I am going to turn on yield icons. I think that's a good idea. And we're just going to kind of dive straight away right in. So if we build on right here, we got access to the fresh water. Whenever you select a settler, you're going to see this water availability guide. You can also use this thing called a lens to see, like, if I settle here, am I going to get access to fresh water or not? This has less water over here than this one does. And depending on how much fresh water you have available, it increases the size of your, the maximum size of your city. Housing determines population cap. So we definitely want to settle in one of these areas along a river. No real major difference there from being in, say, Civ 5, right? You always wanted to settle next to a river then. We have access to a luxury resource. Lots of mercury. Wow. Okay, that's kind of cool. We already have access to 2 right here. It'd be easy to expand to these. And I'm just a really big fan of getting things started on the very first turn. So let's just settle right where we started. That seems fine to me. That did convert our production from, I think it was 1.3 to 2.2, which is it's fine. It's good and fine. We have access to our warrior here. We're going to go ahead and do some movement around.
Our explorers have spotted another friendly tribal village.
Yay, it's a goody hut right there. All right, so I want to know what you guys think in Twitch chat. Should we turn off the advisor, or should we just leave it on? Right now, I think the setting is on. The advisor, I think, is set to new to civilization. Let's just say new to civilization 6. Because a lot of this stuff's going to be pretty darn obvious, like, hey, this is how combat works. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. Choose production. Okay. First thing we want to build then, she's recommending a scout, a warrior, or a slinger. I love starting off with a slinger. I think they're much better than scouts. Scouts are a little bit different in this game. In Civ 5, I remember scouts had free access. They had like no terrain. No, turn her off completely. Whoa, a lot of people are saying turn her off completely. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. We'll just talk over her. Disabled. So anyway, scouts could travel over territory with no terrain penalties. That's not exactly how they work now. They have 3 movement points instead of 2, but a slinger also has 2, and they're just much more useful, I think, in the early games. So let's go ahead and build an initial slinger, although I wouldn't mind getting access to this Mercury right away. You know what? Let's go straight for a builder, actually. Now I've changed my mind again. Let's go back. We're going to change back to a slinger. I want a slinger. All right, for research, this is different from Civ 5. You have access to these things called boosts. They're called Eureka Moments. The way you get a Eureka Moment is to do the things that it says to do. To boost, found a city near the coast, or on the coast. To boost, find a natural wonder. To boost, farm a resource. Meet another civilization. Kill a unit with a slinger, etc. So if you want to rush archers, you want to get a slinger out and kill a unit with that slinger. And what this does is it gives you half of the tech required. So you just instantly get it. And if, let's say, you do half of the research required to get archery, say this takes 18 turns at our present rate, if you do 9 turns, it'll just instantly complete. So I haven't yet had a chance to see what happens if you're like, say, 75% of the way there. I think you just lose some of the bonus. So you might want to do some planning ahead of time, or you could just not, don't pay any attention to it at all and kind of go that way. So the first thing we want to research, though, is, probably animal husbandry. Well, hold on. What do we require to mine the mercury? Mining. Well, by all means, then we should probably get mining if we want to take advantage of these things. We could get a lot of extra production early on. I think that is a good idea. Okay. The interface is a little bit different as well when it comes to managing cities. Used to be that if you clicked on a city, it would like take you into the city view. Now we don't have that. Now we have this thing here where it's just, you're kind of always in this view here. And if you want to see like your citizens, you just have this button right here to manage them. It does kind of change the zoom a little bit. The game runs absolutely fantastically, by the way. Never had any performance hitches at all. It's very quick and clean and clear. I'm really enjoying how smooth it is running, especially compared to what we had back in the New York pre-release access. That was a little bit chuggy, but they were doing a whole bunch of debugging and diagnostic software to test it. So this build is much more stable. So anyway, there's our purchase tile dialogue there. Then there's this cool thing here called Toggle City Details, where you can see more information, where the math comes from. It's a little bit more than just like a tooltip. We can see here we're 14 turns away until a new citizen is born. We're only earning 1.1 food, and this is how we arrived there. We are currently happy. We have excess amenities, which makes our citizens grow faster. We have plus 5% non-food yields. Here we can see we have housing from buildings, housing from water, etc. Let's see. So here's where we're working right now. We've got a lot of production. It seems like they are prioritizing this one quite a bit, which is why we're able to get that slinger out so quickly. I'm wondering if maybe we should force it to work this one instead, just to get that extra citizen out. 5 turns versus 14 turns. No, I think in general, production's more valuable. At least, hey, I was playing with Filthy Robot, or talking to Filthy Robot a lot, and I watched some of his videos on Civ 5, and that guy loves his production. Alright, that's kind of curious. So, when you're on there, if you press the escape key, it takes you to the menu instead of just backing out. Oh well, that's fine. Let's not complain about anything. The game's great! It's fantastic! Go check out our goodie hut. Your unit has earned experience. Promotion available, plus 20 experience. There's our XP bar right down there. So, next turn, we'll be able to level him up already. That's awesome. Get our first promotion on turn 3. Pretty sick, if you ask me. Who's Filthy Robot, people want to know. He's a really cool guy who plays pretty much nothing than Civ 5. That guy plays about 6 hours of Civ 5 multiplayer per day. He almost only, exclusively plays on either the highest difficulty settings or against other players who are as good as he is. And he's pretty darn ridiculous. He's excessively good at this game. He is from what I've seen, he is the best Civ 5 player on YouTube. And I don't mind him hearing me say that. We're automatically working on Code of Laws. This is like our civics tree is kind of like a science tree for culture. There's only one choice at the start, so it just immediately chose that for us. We'll get to it and come back to this in about 4 turns. So I do want to try to play a little bit quick. One thing I did notice is that you can promote so long as you have at least 1 movement left. So we should move before we promote. So we'll move here, and then we'll go ahead and do our promotion. This is the promotion tree. We have Battle Cry, +7 combat strength versus melee and ranged units. Or we can have Tortoise, +10 combat strength when defending against ranged attacks. We can scale cliff walls. No combat strength and movement penalty when attacking from sea or river if we take amphibious. Urban Warfare, +10 combat strength when fighting in a district. +7 combat strength versus anti-cav units. And Elite Guard, +1 additional attack per turn if movement allows. Can move after attacking. I think we're going to take the 7 combat strength here. That makes this guy pretty ludicrously strong at the very beginning of the game. He's going to be a badass. It's going to be great. Mad Djinn is nowhere near as good as Filthy Robot. And again, I don't mind him hearing me say that either. Sounds like, oh yeah, we found another goody hut right there. Yeah, he's a great player. He can beat the game on deity, but no. Filthy Robot can beat like 4... He can play like a free-for-all with deity on and win. It's insane. The guy can play against 7 deity AI and still win, even though they just cheat. They just cheat. They just horribly cheat. Anyway, let's go to the goody hut next. We'll get our slinger out here in a moment. We are 3 turns away from Code of Laws. Now 2. Go check out our goody hut here. The villagers share a hidden technical secret. Your knowledge of archery has advanced considerably. Okay, well, it looks like we don't have to worry about killing a unit with a slinger. We already got this boost. Would have been better, I think, to actually have gotten a different one. Like irrigation, for example, or something. But, hey, you know, I don't think... Yeah, you can't boost it twice. So, anyway, archery's already boosted. Oh, well. You know what? Things happen. And we have met a new city-state. La Venta. We have a quest. They want me to send them a trade route. Here's our interface up here. City-states. We earn envoys at every 100 influence points. Right now, we are currently generating influence points at 1 per turn. So in 100 turns, we'll have 100 influence points, which we can use to send a single envoy to a city-state. The way that your city-state interactions work is that the very first nation to discover a city-state gets a free envoy. So we already have 1 envoy sent, which gives us this bonus here, +2 faith in the capital, which is great. We're going to start a very first a pantheon very quickly then because of that. We're earning... It doesn't show that we're earning faith per turn right now, but that's because it won't take effect till next turn. I kind of wish that tooltip actually updated right away, in my mind. But anyway, so that's really cool. We get another bonus if we get to 3 envoys. We get +2 faith in every holy site district. And then at 6, we get +2 additional faith in every holy site district. And then finally, in order to get the full bonus, what we would have to do is we would have to have 3 envoys and more than any other civilization. So you spend 3 to become their suzerain overlord. We get the La Venta unique bonus. Your builders can now make colossal head improvements. I have no idea what that is. We could Google it. Not Google it, sorry. We could Civilopedia it, but let's worry about that after we actually get a little bit higher on some of the stuff. Look at all the food that guy's got. That's kind of nuts. So we met his La Venta warrior, and that's cool. I like it. All right, so there we go. Let's pop out our slinger. Someone's asking if this game has hot seats. Not sure. Don't know. That is a great question for Google. So we only have 5 melee strength with our slinger, 15 range strength, 2 movement, 1 attack range. He's basically like a melee ranged unit, right? You can walk up to dudes and throw rocks at them. He's going to be very useful for killing barbarians, which we will find fairly soon. Let's go ahead and start heading east with this guy. And then in Rome, I'm going to choose our production now. It's wanting me to make another warrior. I don't know how I feel about that. We have to have at least 2 population to build settlers. I'm rather, instead, I think, heading toward either a scout or a builder. With all of this mercury here, I really want to knock out a builder. But not as important, I think, as maybe working the food tile. Because if you think about it, if we get that other person out, we'll have the extra production a little bit quicker anyway. So that's going to automatically have us... There's a couple different options here. You can say focus on food. Do not, ignore food, or you can do the lock manually thing. So I know a lot of really good players will lock tiles. I'm not as big into civilization as some of those players, so we'll let them worry about that kind of stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and say focus food for now, because I want to get that extra civ out, that extra population unit out right away. Since we've already been this way, I want to reveal as much territory as I can. If you hover over a tile, you can see the movement cost of 1, so we can just go straight across, or we can go here. And then move again after we see what we see. I think we'll head over this way. We're just looking for goody huts right now, mostly. Look at that. The cheating little guy. He's already got two warriors. How do you do that? Anyway. Civic completed. Code of Laws. With your people enthused to try Code of Laws, government and social policy changes are free this turn. Alright, so this is our government. Right now, we have this thing called a chiefdom. Alright? That is just the initial government you start with. It earns us the 1 influence points per turn. It gives us access to a singular military policy and a singular economic policy. We have no slots for diplomatic and no wildcard policies. We have just unlocked Survey, Discipline, Urban Planning, and God King. Now, since we already have some faith coming in from meeting that city-state, I don't think we need to do God King. We can get 1 faith and 1 gold in the capital. That can be useful to try to knock out a Pantheon pretty early on in the game, but I think we're going to get it pretty quickly on our own. Let's take the extra 1 production. Notice how these are economic, so you can only fit an economic policy into an economic slot. If we actually had a wildcard policy slot, we could put whatever there. That's clearly how those would work. We'll filter by military, so we can do Survey, double experience for recon units, of which we have 0, or Discipline, plus 5 unit combat strength when fighting barbarians. Let's go ahead and take that one for now. Yes, our policy agenda is set, indeed. Now we have to choose our next civic in the civic tree. Craftsmanship, to boost, improve 3 tiles. Or foreign trade, to boost, discover a second continent. I'm going to go ahead and do this one, because I'm pretty sure we are going to boost right away. We're going to get the craftsmanship cultural thing pretty quickly. That's going to unlock plus 30% production towards builders, and plus 50% production toward ancient and classical era melee and ranged units. I don't think we'll be able to research half of craftsmanship before our builder's done. So I think we'll go ahead and sink some points into foreign trade for now. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a pretty good chance that an optimal playstyle would be to only research half of each thing if you expect you'll earn the boost. And then once you get halfway, switch to something else so you're not wasting points. Unless those points do carry over into something else. If they actually just carry over to the next thing in the tree, then that would completely get rid of my argument. I remember in Civ 5, crossing a river would consume like all movement points and do weird things. It doesn't seem to be that case in this one. I'm not really sure. If we cross this river here, it's taking 2 movement because of the hills. So we can just cross the river. This takes 1 movement. And then to cross this river here... Okay, the fact that we can't go here makes me think that if we go here, it does take 2 movement to cross the river. Yeah, must be. Anyway, let's send the Slinger to the east. And continue on our merry little way. Next turn we get another Civ, or another population unit. Cool. 2 turns away from mining. 6 turns away from our builder. Let's see if we can see something. Check out this goody hut. 40 gold. Cool. Okay, I think we'll head back north then. So we have 86 gold right now, and to buy a unit, you would go here, purchase an item with gold. We can purchase with faith, purchase with gold. Settlers cost 320 ducats and a population unit. Builders cost 200, 120, 160, 140. So we'll probably end up saving our money for something like that at some point in the near future. Let's go ahead and take one more turn here. Okay, I'm going to go up onto this hill. We have discovered something. It's another tribal village over here. My only complaint, if I'm allowed to complain at least once, is that there doesn't seem to be any method that I have found to see, like if I say go here, right? He's got that command. He's gonna go there. But then next turn, what'll end up happening is that if I want to like see this guy and see like, hey, where are you going? I have no idea how. It doesn't show his target. It doesn't show how many turns it's going to take. It's like you have to manually recontrol the unit to like see how far he's going to go. I wish you could just like click shift and like see his path. Hopefully that'll be one of the very first mods they added to the game. We have a Barbarian Scout here. So there's probably something down to our south. And this scout, what they do, it's different from Civ 5. Scouts will literally scout out your country. And if they see stuff, they will report back to the location, and then they will bring more units, and they'll come attack you. So you do want to kill scouts. I think that's actually more important than trying to scout to the east. We want to take that guy out before he can report back. So, anyway, we're going to send that guy north. We've grown to 2-pop, which is great. Let's check our citizen management here. We've got our food focus, which we don't need anymore. Looks like they're going to work the same 2 tiles regardless. 11 turns until growth, 4 turns till we get our builder. Things are looking solid. You get 1 complaint every hour, is what Twitch chat is saying. Well, I guess I better play a lot today, huh? Let's go this way, see what we see. Oh, looks like we found another goody hut. Cool. Let's go check that out before we head down and try to find that thing. And so again, here's my complaint, again, just to reiterate it, is that I've come back to this unit. It's going to let me end the turn, because he's already got a pre-planned route, but I can't see where he was going to go. There's no shift, there's no alt, no control, no method of knowing what he's going to do. So what that's kind of lent me toward doing is I just never issue commands outside of the single turn that I'm in. Otherwise, I lose track of what my units are doing. I mean, it's useful if you want to send them, like, from here to a city or something, but I don't know. We have met another city-state that wants us to send a trade route. These people are a cultural place, so we've gained 1 envoy. We have an extra 2 culture in the capital. Awesome. That is going to make a very big difference in our cultural growth rate. We're going to go down the civics tree much quicker now. So that's your city-state meeting bonus. Here we have the new city-state quest. 2 trade routes necessary. You have met a city-state. There's our tribal village. You can't go there till next turn. And barbarians approach. Yes, this is all fine. And we did just finish a little bit of mining. So we have access to mining now. I think we're going to want to knock out animal husbandry. I am going to want to get a real full-on archer. Mine a resource, kill 3 barbarians, build a quarry. Let's go for animal husbandry next. Okay. Now, we are at a good spot, I think, for a cut in this episode for YouTube. However, the stream will continue, so if you are watching this live, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to take a break here. I'll see you again in the next episode on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.